Appreciate seeing you all down here, and I'm sure it'll start to pack in a little while. Wonderful thing that Dansville values and memorializes our veterans, particularly those who have given their lives in service of our country and help guarantee our freedoms. Its way through town. Appreciate you being out here for the 2024 edition of the Dansville Memorial Day Parade, where we honor those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms that we enjoy. There have been quite a few of them that have done so from Dansville historically. I'll try to read those names for you to honor their memory. From the Civil War era, we have a good handful, 15 or 16, including Ezra Bell, Howard Bellows, Charles Brewer, William McKinley Clements, Nathaniel Camp, Benjamin Curtis, James Curtis, Leander Curtis, Samuel Eaton, Francis Hicks, Silas Lindsley, Marvin Raymond, Asa Rogers, Henry Sawyer, William Spaulding, and William Whipple. From the Spanish-American War, Floyd Dakin. From World War II, giving their life in service of their country, were Charles Swan and Eddie Toney. I'm sorry, that was World War I. In World War II, we had Robert Azeltine, Joseph Pollock, and James Rector. In the Korean War, we had 3 local Dansville casualties, including William Cavender, Dugald Dill, and Roy Lee West. And more recently in Operation Iraqi Freedom, Curtis Lee Norris. Those would be the 26 that we are currently aware of. If you know of anyone else, I would suggest letting the Historical Society know about them. And we appreciate, obviously, and memorialize those folks particularly today, as well as all others who have, and we never forget the sacrifice they've made to ensure we have such an incredible country to live in and enjoy. Thank you again for being here. It's the first Memorial Day parade I can remember where staying hydrated is not the priority, but staying warm is. So hopefully you brought your long sleeves if you need them. But pack in tight. In about 25 minutes, the parade will launch. So that we can maintain and enjoy the freedoms that we have. As usual, we will have the VFW folks locally from the Mason area, Post 7309, involved. They will have their traditional service at the cemetery after the parade. They will also do a small ceremony in front of us when the front end of the parade gets downtown, and the marching band will play the national anthem for us today. We'll have our valedictorians and salutatorians coming through. And the usual group of safety vehicles from the county and the township, fire trucks, and police vehicles. We'll have folks from local businesses and some walking routes. And would you believe it, we'll have tractors, maybe dozens. And should have some hot rods, some classic cars, and some quads and mid bikes, and some horses at the end. Additionally, our Grand Marshal this year is Keith Douglas, who is a U.S. Marine Corps veteran who served in Korea and Japan. Allow through sponsorship for things to happen for the parade and the festival weekend overall. I'll read quickly who those folks are. Then we want to say thank you to VFW Post 7309 from Mason, our Grand Marshal Keith Douglas, the Dansville Marching Band, and the Dansville schools in general. the Ingham Township Fire Department, who you can see faithfully serving us even right now, keeping the streets safe. The Michigan State Police, our DPW Director, Brad Rockwell. Hart Farms, the Dansville Free Methodist Church up the street. Be sure and stop by and see them. They typically have cotton candy and other treats. Thank you to the Dansville Ladybugs for their help in decorating downtown. The Dansville Historical Society, Jason and Amanda Cooch and their company Countryside Party Rentals. Be sure and see them for party rentals. Thank you to the Steve Schmidt Memorial Scholarship Fund, the Ingham County Sheriff's Department, Dean Transportation, Granger Waste Services, Swan Fuel, of course, and Gary Fry, the Wooden Nickel, and the tent and all those helping with that. The Dansville Downtown Development Authority, very instrumental in putting today on, and all the planning for this whole weekend is done by the Dansville Memorial Freedom Festival Committee. And special shout out to Penny Rutan for all that she does to make this happen. She's an absolute warrior in making this weekend occur, and this parade most specifically. And thank you for being here. Great to see you. We're about 15 minutes from the parade. Good morning, everyone. The parade should be starting in about 1 minute. Welcome to Dansville. My name is James Voss, Dansville class of 1987. Pleasure to have you here today. We should have the first vehicles rolling down the street in about a minute, and then it'll take probably about 4 or 5 minutes to crest the hill and be visible. And we will be led off by one of our Ingham Township Fire Department vehicles, and followed by our veterans, including our Grand Marshal Keith Douglas, and then we'll have our band, our Dansville Aggie Marching Band following them. We'll have a brief ceremony downtown put on by VFW Post 7309 out of Mason. And then, as we always do, we'll invite any of our veterans out into the street for a moment to recognize you. And then we'll have a whole host of vehicles coming through town to celebrate today and to commemorate those who have given their lives in service of our country. So get yourselves ready. We should have our action kicking off here just in a minute. If you run into a veteran today, be sure and thank them for their service. If you get a chance to thank any of these folks, please do. The VFW Post 7309, our Grand Marshal Keith Douglas, the high schools in the marching band. Thanks to Dansville Schools for their help in putting things together this year. The Ingham Township Fire Department, of course, thank them for serving us and taking care of us, being there when we need them most. The same is true for the Michigan State Police and the Ingham County Sheriff's Department. Thank you to Brad Rockwell for all of his efforts in making things happen as our Department of Public Works Director. Thank you to Hart Farms. Thank you to Dansville Free Methodist Church. Thank you to the Dansville Ladybugs and the Dansville Historical Society. Thanks to Jason and Amanda Cooch, Countryside Party Rentals, for their help this weekend as well. Thank you to the Steve Schmidt Memorial Scholarship. Thank you to Dean Transportation, Granger Waste Services, our local Swan Fuel Services, Gary Fry. Thank you to the Wooden Nickel, to the Dansville Downtown Development Authority, and to the Dansville Memorial Freedom Festival Committee, and anyone else along the way that I have forgotten to mention or didn't know about, but contributed to making this weekend happen. Thank you. I can see the first light coming from the west, flashing, so the parade is on its way. Kids, make sure and stay safe. Do not go out in the street too far and get candy. It's not worth it. Be safe on the edges of the street. Some of you are regretting your decision not to bring an umbrella right about now, aren't you? Uh-huh. It's been pretty hard to tell.
I know it's up there. No, I'm not sitting in the middle of the road.
It'll probably stop just as soon as it started now. When I looked at the weather on Friday, the weather forecast, it was promising pretty serious rain right at this time, so I'll count us fortunate. Maybe a prayer or two out there worked. You can look to the west and see the parade coming over the hill. We are underway. Welcome everyone to the 2024 edition of the Dansville Memorial Day Parade. Prepare to be entertained and prepare to honor those who have given their life in service of our country. We are here today to memorialize them. We will also appreciate our veterans who are in attendance with us, who showed that same willingness. Thank you to you veterans that are here. Don't forget, after the parade, there will be events under the tent over at the Wooden Nickel throughout the afternoon. Don't forget to pick up some lunch from those folks. And there are some other vendors with some trailers and food trucks between the old Mercantile and the post office. The Free Methodist Church has some goodies as well. Coming through town first, we have a 1953 Ingham Township Fire Department Willys Jeep pulling the non-propelled pumper. Followed by our Grand Marshal, Keith Douglas. Let me read you just a few things about Keith Douglas. He is a United States Marine Corps veteran who served in Korea and Japan. He and his wife Artie reside in Mason and will celebrate their 72nd wedding anniversary on June 9th. That's no small feat. They have 3 kids, 7 grandchildren, and 15 great-grandchildren. Mr. Douglas retired from GM but worked for Ingham County immediately following his military service. He spent a lot of time in Dansville during his childhood. His family roots are here, including his granddad, who owned the town gas station, his uncle, barber, his aunt, the barber, his aunt who worked in the post office, and the local blacksmith. Mr. Douglas, his uncle dug graves at the cemetery in Dansville until he was 93. Mr. and Mrs. Douglas are members of VFW Post 7309 in Mason. Can we have a round of applause for Mr. Keith Douglas, our Grand Marshal? And as always, our loyal Mason VFW 7309 folks are here and have made their way to the center of town, followed by our Dansville Marching Band. I'm expecting our VFW folks to make their way down here towards the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our country and those who serve, would you please all rise? Gentlemen, take off your caps unless you are a veteran or member of the armed services, in which case you are free to leave your cap on. If you are so inclined to place your hand over your heart, please do. And we are going to honor this great nation by the Dansville Aggie Marching Band playing our national anthem. Thank you, Marching Band. And now, a few words from our local VFW Post 7309.
Father of us all, in the depth of our silent reverence, we realize the truth of you. Okay, I'm going to start over. Father of us all, in the depth of our silent reverence, we realize the truth of the inspired words, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believes in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. As comrade after comrade departs, we march on with our ranks grown thinner. Help us to be faithful unto thee and to one another. Look in mercy on the widows and children of our departed comrades. We beseech thee, and with thine own tenderness, console and comfort those who are bereaved. Heavenly Father, bless our country with freedom, peace, and righteousness. Through thy favor may we meet at last before thy throne in heaven. We praise thy great name forever and ever. Amen.
Hello, I'm Glenn Atkins from VFW Post 7309 in Mason. This Memorial Day, we are reminded of the sacrifices made by men and women who have served our nation in uniform for nearly 250 years. Because of the deep sacrifice, we look forward to growing our families and communities surrounded by freedom, equality, and opportunity. I encourage you to take time this Memorial Day and every day to reflect on those who made the ultimate sacrifice in support and defense of the Constitution of the United States. We honor those who gave their all by remembering them and recognizing their service. Through grief and gratitude, we ensure they are never forgotten or left behind. Thank you.
Everyone be prepared. We may have a couple of shots. From the honor guard.
Yeah, it's good. It's big. It's like it's a pellet. It's a pellet. It's starting to rain. Oh, of course it's gonna be loud because it's a gun. You're shooting the gun. Oh, they're about to shoot. It's like a firework. Oh, you can hear the sound. That's so good. Shells running into the room. I don't like that.
Thank you. It is a tradition of ours here in Dansville that we ask if you are a current member of the Armed Forces or a veteran of the Armed Forces with us in attendance today, if you would, please step out into the street so that we can thank you and honor you as well. And members of the band may find you and provide you with a pin. We just want to acknowledge you and your service to our country. Please step on out, folks. For the protection of our way of life, our Constitution, our great country, it doesn't happen without these folks and those who have given their lives in service for our country. But these folks out in the street were willing to do the same. Thank you so much. Thank you for serving. Thank you for being here today. And may God bless America.
It was a big shell. Like a shell. That's what people use to scare all of
And thanks, band. Thanks for doing that each year and for caring enough about this ceremony and our veterans to be involved the way you are. And now I turn it over to our band director, Mrs. Kim McNabb, as the band will play the Armed Forces medley.
Why would they usually
Aggie High School Marching Band. Thank you, band. Fantastic. And now we are ready to begin going up the street. Thank you again to VFW Post 7309 and to the Aggie Marching Band for participating this year and providing us with their efforts towards the memorialization of those who have given their lives in service of our country. As our parade continues through town, you will see the rest of the Ingham Township Fire Department working its way through in its various engines, led by Engine 330, and in numerical order, well played, 331. I was told that might be the case. And Squad 32. Chief Whipple's going to be so proud that everybody's in the right order. And Tanker 333. How about a good round of applause for our Ingham Township Fire Department, who keeps us safe and rallies in response to our needs in the toughest of situations. The difference they make can be life-saving in many cases. Dansville is always appreciative as well that other fire departments are there when we need them and also willing to show up and be a part of the parade. Thank you, Leslie, for showing up and bringing Engine 40. Next coming through town are our valedictorians and salutatorians. A couple of them were in the band. Ethan Jones is the son of Kevin and Kelly Jones. Ethan plans to attend Life University in Marietta, Georgia, where he will pursue his bachelor's in biology and his doctorate in chiropractic. Hallie Service, who was in the band, is the daughter of Jenny and Chris Service. She plans to attend LCC and then transfer to MSU. That's right. She's going to go into optometry. Carlissa Troya is the daughter of Patricia Schreiner and Daniel Troya. Carlissa plans to attend U of M and study computer science. Calvin Van Hardesveld is throwing candy, and he is the son of Michelle and Chris Van Hardesveld. Calvin's going to attend U of M and study engineering. And Abigail Flynn, who was in the band, is the daughter of Holly and Jeffrey Flynn. She will be attending LCC to study computer information technologies and then transfer to Ferris State. Those are your valedictorian and salutatorians. Congratulations, guys. And we have Aggie Cheer coming through town. There's a little bit of enthusiasm, Aggie Cheer. I like it. Football and cheerleading registration is now open, by the way. Go to dcaa12.com to register. We have TNT Pet Grooming, who is also nice enough to let me sit in front of their storefront, coming through the center of town. And we have the Bugman, 106. Gotcha. We have the Hart family who went through with their freshwater contracting float. We had Kroger's Lawn and Landscape who went through a second ago. 104 is a black F-150 with the DCA cheerleaders, and then catching up here, the Bugman in 106 in the Colorado Bugman truck. 107 is the 2012 Polaris Ranger, which is the McSpaz Motorsports Travis McGivern out of Dansville. 108 is the 2000 Kia Sportage Mad Max Edition, piloted by Gary Zeman. We then have the Swan Fuel 1949 Dodge Willow Run Airport truck with Bobcat at the controls. After that is the Swan Super Duper Golf Scooter via Swan Fuel. And then we have Swan Fuel with Kip and Liz Hart. There's Kip and Liz Hart now in number 130, Swan Fuel. You might see a little bit of effort on the part of the Swan Fuel folks, bringing all the good trucks, the good-looking trucks through. Thank you, Swan, for supporting the Memorial Day Parade, which they do in quite a number of different ways. I assume it's obvious if you need propane, these would be the guys to get a hold of. Be sure to be safe, kids. Make sure you watch out for vehicles. It'll be no surprise that we are going to have some tractors coming through. Here comes the All-Color Antique Tractor Club out of Winston. This first one is a 1944 John Deere H, piloted by Raymond Waltz out of Mason. Next, doing some serious work, vehicle number 1, a John Deere 10. There looks like Mile Hawley out of Onondaga, is that right? That guy's going to be in shape. Number 2, on what's called a John Deere trike, is Mary Jo Hawley, also out of Onondaga. I think she's got the better job of the two. Although he's running circles around her. Impressive. We have a 1926 Dodge Doodlebird from Brian and Sherry Grossens out of Gregory, originally from Dansville. Tractor number 5 is a 1935 John Deere B Burning Star from Mason, who is out here every year. 38 John Deere B, that is George Helbig, the president of the All-Color Tractor Club. George is from Mason. Number 7 is a 1948 style John Deere B. That is Sam Spitzley. Out of Mason as well. Number 8 in the red is a 1948 Farmall Club. That is David Kidd from Williamston. Number 9, a 1944 Farmall BN, and that is David Shoemaker from Bellevue. And my guy Todd Whipple gracing us downtown with his presence in honor of Harlan, it would appear. That is a 1948 Farmall. Todd hails from Dansville, as you know. And number 11, also in memory of Harlan Whipple. That is a 1944 Farmall piloted by Emma Whipple in Dansville. Number 12, being piloted by Aaron Dickinson. He says this is his great-grandfather's, Frank Fetter's, 1952 Farmall H from Mason. Number 13 is an Alice Chalmers G 1950. This is Bill and Dorothy Buggard from Weberville. 16 is a Farmall C 150. That is Fritz Spidra out of Mason. And then number 15 is a 1873 Oliver's 1655. That is from Chad, Eli, and Stella Spears from Dansville. Number 19, Larry Soul, Dansville, Michigan. Proud veteran. Thank you, Larry. Love you, buddy. That is a 1949 John Deere B. Larry Soul, class of 1957. Number 20 is a 1939 Farmall M. That is Colton Jordan from Mason. Number 17, as they test my ability to keep track, is a 1948 John Deere A. That is Barbie and Eleanor Dinsmore from Weberville. Meanwhile, number 18 is a 1950 John Deere A. That is John Howell of Williamston. And our quads and mini bikes include number 131, a Kawasaki 140R. That is Nathan Eberline. Number 132 is a Polaris Sportsman 1000. That is from the Braden House in Dansville. Number 133 is an XR 72000 piloted by Blake Joseph. And number 134 is a CRF 50. That's Sebastian from Dansville. Number 136 is a Honda ATC 110, Caden Quinn of Dansville. Number 50 is a 1954 International Tractor A replica of a 1954 W6TA. That is Gary and John Grant of Williamston. 51 is a 2018 E-Z-GO golf cart. That is Bob and Marie Johnson of Holt. Number 52 is a 1996 Dodge Pace truck. It's an original owner vehicle. That is Wally and Trenton Crockett. They say they're the owner and future owner of the Pace truck. Oh, that must be the kids. Mason and Dansville. Number 53 is a red 1990 Corvette. That is Tony Redman of Holt. And then we have the Chataway clan. And Tim Chataway with Beth piloting the Mini Kenworth semi-truck. If you need your field tile, I think these are your guys. He does that to us every year. Isn't that so cool? And vehicle number 55, this is a 1969 white 4000, piloted by Cole Mead from Stockbridge. Part of the Chataway Empire. Number 56 is a 1947 REO Speedwagon, piloted by Ken Rhines and Colton Rhines out of Dansville. Number 57, announcing itself with its siren, is a 1926 REO fire truck. That is Todd Kessler, Lori Blundy, and Mary Chataway. Another fine example of the Chataway Museum old vehicle collection. Next, we have a 1949 REO Speedwagon, also from Chataway Excavating from Dansville. And in vehicle 59 is Gordon Chataway and Mackenzie. That is a 1979 MGB. Also part of the Chataway vehicle empire. Number 60, we have a 2000 Chevrolet 2500 truck. At the wheel is Paul from Dansville. Just reading what I've got here. And number 61 is an XJ Jeep. That is Becky Hawk from Weberville. And number 62 heading through town. That is a 1981 Dodge Ram D150 Utililine. That is Micah Wells out of DeWitt. With the engine and exhaust to prove it. Vehicle number 63, driving his engine is a 1972 Chevy Nova. That is Jim Ackerman of K&J Service out of Weberville. Sounds good, Jim. Number 64 in the orange, that is Josh Rocky, who is a candidate for State House Rep out of Williamston. It appears the Rockies have good taste in vehicles. Number 66, this is a black 2017 Jeep. They're telling me they are LAJC out of Lansing. Vehicle number 67 in the orange, you don't see a lot of Cougar Eliminators. That is a 1970 Mercury with Lowell Martin at the controls out of Williamston. Looking fantastic. And Buzzard Young rolling through Centertown in his old man 68 Olds Cutlass. '69 appears to be a 1972 440 Charger LT with Cephalo Freda out of Howell at the controls. Number 70 is a Chevelle SS 1970 Chevelle SS LS6 454 That is Barry Davis's car, driven by his daughter Colette out of Weberville in the silver and black racing stripes. And we have a few horses coming through. Number 137. See if I can get this right. I have Emily B. riding Erica, a gift from her husband to help her recover from her stroke. That is Emily Cap. We also have Micah B. riding Chrissy from Howell. That would be number 139. And folks, that appears to be the end of the procession. That is it. Hey, happy Memorial Day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for honoring those who have served and given their lives to protect our freedoms. Great to see you all out here. Looks like the weather held off for us. Thank you for those in our fire departments and police departments who kept us safe and made this happen this year. Thank you to our veterans who are with us today. How about one more round of applause for our veterans? Please be safe. Please visit those who are here that have food for you. Take some home. Thank you for being here. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you.